It's Sunday morning, wake and bake. That's right. We made it. One more week. We scraped ourselves out of our beds, Rockin' Rio and myself. We're back, Jack, to do it again. Aftermath FM. Conspiracy-free radio for the next 2 hours. I'm going to be talking about some of the greats. Shannon Hoon, Bill Lynott, Gary Moore, Michael Hedges, Roy Buchanan. Special report from Rockin' Rio on Meatloaf. It's Wake and Bake.
Innocent of a new and deadly menace lurking behind closed doors. Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell. You'll see the ease with which this vicious plant can be grown in your neighbor's yard, rolled into harmless-looking cigarettes.
If you want a good smoke, try one of these.
Takes the first step toward enslavement. Smoking the soul-destroying reefer, they find a moment's pleasure.
Play by the king for love is online. Bring this one coming musically.
My name's Jimmy. That good-looking dude over there is Rockin' Rio. It's Aftermath FM. It's Wake and Bake.
Yes, and ganja, I got you back in my life. Sing ganja, when I always stay high.
Anyway,
sing ganja, I got you back in my life. Sing ganja,
circle.
Ganja make me feel so nice.
Played by the king for love is all I pray.
Oh, you know, give me the balance I need in my life.
Physical thing to keep you rock and sway.
Oh, you know, it's the herbs, Lord, it's the brain food and education. Oh, you know, against Babylon, oh, the religious medication. Sing ganja, oh, I got you back in my life.
So what?
Sing ganja, oh, when I always stay high.
I smoke it every day.
Sing ganja, oh, I got you back in my life.
Me I forget some sensey.
Sing ganja.
Yo, just hold on. Let me say, yo, she's back in my life. I can't wait no longer. Full year with no smoke, so now the high feels stronger. Man, a ganja smoker, weed song composer, writing songs for the feds and police all over. Them flying helicopter, moving bulldozer, Mr. Law Enforcer, your system's torture. Out of Babylon, we come fi make a departure. Take a bus, me take a plane, me take a ganja charter. Say, anyway,
someday all people will see. So baby, I could be
'Cause I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. 'Cause I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. You give me love, and it's irate. You freed my soul. Whoa. You keep our eyes and strong, keep my rules underground. You led me through the clouds. When I was down, you come around for my shit. 'Cause I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. 'Cause I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. You know that I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl. 'Cause I'm a roots girl, a roots girl, roots girl.
Give me the world, are you feeling this vibration? Rhythm coming steady with that sweet sensation. Calling up to each and every single nation. Let this one ring out through every speaker, every station. Sometimes trying to do this journey is not easy, but when the roots music hit, pain not reach me. So one let this love in your heart. The roots is our foundation, none can tear us apart.
As your fire blaze into the night, yeah, and your eyes gaze into mine, a roots queen divine. Why, oh, yes, why, oh, yes,
mess up my ways and to tell you that I'm sorry. 'Cause I never wanna do, never wanna say, never wanna feel this way about you. Listen, our children, all our children build love in our lives. Boy, I said this is the joy I see in my life. Every day and every night, yeah, yeah. Only when I'm with you, baby, all of the time. Only when I'm with you, baby, all of the time. 'Cause it gets so hard for me, yeah. Oh, it gets so hard for me. Lord, it's not like I'm not happy to be in this situation, but I need your face, I need your smile, I need your love, you know, right here with me.
us out. Aftermath FM. Mine's Jimmy. That's a Rockin' Rio over there. Rockin' Rio. Are you there?
I am here.
Nice. That's a little Josh Heinrichs. Only Want to Be With You. Off Ganja Records. You can find that on the internet. Just type in Josh Heinrichs. And you'll be amazed and thrilled by all the beautiful, beautiful music Josh and his friends have put together. It's Aftermath FM. It's let me see. There it is. It's Sunday morning, man. Welcome to Sunday morning. Rockin' Rio, how you feeling, man? You feeling any better?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Getting there.
Getting there.
It's tough to climb back out of the hole once you succumb to some of these things that are floating around out there.
Yeah, it's been a rough 2 weeks,
But you're here. You're stoked.
here.
You're
ready to roll.
You're ready to smoke a fatty, even though you don't smoke fatties. But you'll be with me because I'm in California, and Santa Cruz Mountains where it's legal. And you might even say some of the best weed in the world originated right here in these little mountains that I live in. All right, well, let's continue on here. It's about, we only got about, I don't know, a few more minutes left. The show is not enough time because, we're soundtracking your life in real time, ladies and gentlemen, on Aftermath FM every Sunday morning. There's no hassles. There's no beefs. There's no conspiracies. There's only just good music and a good-looking Italian dude on the East Coast hanging low, and I'm over here on looking like 50 miles of bad road in Santa Cruz Mountains, but no worse for the wear. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who donated to the Kev Baker Memorial, because we have reached our goal, $10,000, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the anonymous donor capped it off this morning with $101.
$101 this morning. Whoever that was, God bless you. And this bud's for you.
Got to be kidding me, 'cause in the primary
track.
Man, it don't matter the situation. My mind is constantly racing. I'm forever just thinking about her. I know she with it because the sky's the limit. TLO constantly giving food for thought. What's the word? You know the world is a judge and they look at us like we bugging. Like keep my head high while I'm smoking this herb. Everybody got a story. Fuck the fame, I want the glory. Got a team of warriors like I'm Steve Kerr. Said she want my ganja. Said she want about my herbs. Said she want my loving. So I gotta give her some. Said she want my ganja. Said she want about my herbs. Said she want my loving. So I gotta give it to her. Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. The Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. He drink whiskey, Pancho drink the wine. He drink whiskey, Pancho drink the wine. We met down on the border Rio Grande. We met down on the border Rio Grande. Eat the salted peanuts out of can. Eat the salted peanuts out the can. The outlaws had us pinned down at the board. The outlaws had us pinned down at the board. Cisco came in blasting, drinking boards. Cisco came in blasting, drinking boards. Rode the sunset, horse was made of steel.
No sé cómo decirte, no sé cómo explicarte que aquí no hay remedio de lo que siento yo, de lo que siento yo. La luna me dice una cosa, las estrellas me dicen otra. La luz del día me canta esta triste canción, esta triste canción. Los besos que me diste, mi amor, son los que me están matando. Que mis lágrimas se están secando.
Do you know why they're
Mi
fast, Mr.
pistola, mi corazón, y aquí siempre paso la vida con la pistola y el corazón.
You got so many trouble on your nervous mind. Well, don't worry, baby, it's gonna be alright. You heard the sound of footsteps stealing across the floor. You picked up the receiver, you didn't know what for. Then you saw a shadow and knocked the door. Ow, ow. Well, don't worry, baby. Was the world that brings you?
It's Aftermath FM. Where else are you going to hear this?
Shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of your day, the day's divinity. First thing you see. A vast, radiant beach and cool, jeweled moon. Couples naked race down by its quiet side. And we laugh like soft, mad children, smug in the woolly cotton brains of infancy. The music and voices are all around us.
Those schoolgirl days of telling tales and biting nails are gone. But in my mind, I know they will still live on and on. But how do you thank someone who has taken you from crayons to perfume? It isn't easy, but I'll try. If you wanted the stars, I would run across the sky in letters that would soar 1,000 feet high to serve with love. The time has come for closing books and long last looks must end. And as I leave, I know that I
Come on. One more.
5 to 1, baby. 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive now. You get yours, baby. I'll get mine. Gonna make it, baby, if we try. The old get old and the young get stronger. May take a week and it may take longer. They got the guns, but we got the numbers. Gonna win, yeah, we're taking over. Come on! Your ballroom days are over, baby. Night is drawing near. Shadows of the evening crawl across the years. Yeah, walk across the floor with a flower in your hand, trying to tell me no one understands. Trading your hours for a handful of dimes. Gonna make it, baby, in our prime. Come together one more time. Get together one more time. Together one more time. Get together
not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
played guitar, jamming good with Weird and Gilly, and the Spiders from Mars. We played it left hand, but made it too far. Became the special man, then we were Ziggy's band. Ziggy really sang, screwed up eyes and screwed down hairdo, like some cat from Japan. He could lick 'em by smiling, he could leave 'em to hang. Became one so loaded man, well hung Snow White tan. So where were the spiders while the fly tried to break our bones? Just the beer like to guide us, so we bitched about his fans, and should we crush his sweet hands?
she's gotta say, well, that's okay, cause time consumes like a dentist pulls out a
Rockin' Rio. Ooh. Coming in hot. Rockin' Rio. Are you there?
I am here.
Excelente. So, it's the top of the hour, man. There it is. Some music. Non-stop rock. Well, I guess it wasn't rock, but it rocked. So
That's right.
I don't know. I'm still chair dancing here. For the residual there from the stereo MCs, man. Elevate my mind. So what's happening, man? You ready to talk a little bit about, ladies and gentlemen, we got personal stories, obviously. And today, I wanted Rockin' Rio to share one of his personal stories that, well, why don't you just go ahead, Rockin' Rio? Tell everybody, because, recently, there's been, over this last period, there's been a few people who've moved on into the next phase of their existence, whatever that might be. And one of those is Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And you actually have a personal Meatloaf story, don't you?
I do. And it's strangely not from the music business. I ran into him at the DMV one day because we were sitting there on the bench, waiting for a while to get up online, back when DMV was notoriously inefficient. And he was sitting there and just sitting next to me, and I'm looking at him going, "The guy looks familiar." And I said something to him, and he goes, yeah, I'm who you think I am. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And just like kind of talked to him about, normal stuff. Didn't bring it up past that. Just, once I knew who he was, and he, he was a pretty cool guy. We had a conversation about the DMV and the cars and, sitting around waiting and that kind of stuff. And just, like you would chat with anybody else, any other random person that you ran into the DMV, But it's kind of interesting too, because as I started looking at stuff about him for the show, the New York Post, said that they think he died from COVID. And they're the only ones who said that, and it has since come back out from I believe it was his daughter that it was not COVID. It was it was a heart thing. I guess he's had heart problems for quite a long time, and but he was definitely an anti-masker, anti-vaxxer, and outspoken about it. So it was interesting that the New York Post tried to paint that picture of he died from COVID, but they quickly snubbed that on. Well, I think I saw it on Twitter where they said no, it wasn't COVID. So,
man, it's not supposed to. This is supposed to be a conspiracy-free zone, but
I know, but it's
I'll
the
tell
reason
you,
the guy died.
know.
The truth about it has got to be out there.
I get it, and the same thing happened with our buddy Kev. They tried to say that about him too, and he had a long-standing condition,
Yeah.
But speaking of Kev, I just want to mention it again since it's the next hour. We might have people here joining us that weren't here before. We've reached the $10,000 mark over on Kev Baker Memorial Fund. So thank you to everybody. God bless every single one of you. And Kev's family thanks you a million. It's just, what can we say? And what can anybody say? Thank you for everything y'all did to make that happen. So there it is. See what we can do when we all come together for a reason.
Yeah, 170 people, and everything from $5 to $500. So
yeah,
man. Thank you everybody. That was great.
Yep. And thanks Mike Davis for the support of Into the Microcosm. We appreciate that too. So go ahead, man. Now we were gonna get into the music of some people that are no longer with us today. Some of the greats, and the thing is, Rio, as time goes by, when the greats fall off, unless they get airplay or whatever, it's like younger people are never even going to know who half of these people even are.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Milov is a good example of that, right? During the, I guess, late 70s and 80s, everybody knew who he was. And Bat Out of Hell sold tons and tons of records. But I would doubt most kids today would even catch a reference if you said something about Paradise by the Dashboard Light. You know, they wouldn't even understand the reference to it.
Yeah, because there is no dashboard lights anymore, not even on your car.
Yeah, everything's digital now.
There's no
right?
reference point. You know what I mean? But the thing is, the point is that the man, as far as being a musician and having a voice, the man was one of the greats. But I told you before the show, I was never into Meatloaf. I didn't like Meatloaf. I wasn't into his music at all. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't even know till you told me he was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, he was Eddie in the Rocky Horror Picture Show on Broadway, and also at the L.A. Roxy. So
it's crazy, man. He was everywhere. He
was everywhere.
He was, and there was some period of time where he became hot for some reason. I don't know if it was because they started talking about him on Saturday Night Live with those dudes.
Well, he did, Bat Out of Hell was his big album. And it actually like gained momentum over a couple of years. It wasn't initially a huge release, and then he kind of did a lot of TV and some movie stuff, and went back to doing the Rocky Horror Show and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then they did. He did like he did a bunch of albums, 3, 4, 5 albums without Jim Steinman, who wrote the Bat Out of Hell stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then he did Bat Out of Hell 2, which was a pretty big seller. I think that was in the early 90s,
mm-hmm.
maybe. So he kind of got like a revitalization, and came back up because of that record. Jim Steinman also died this year too, the guy who wrote all the Bat Out of Hell songs.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I mean,
he died from kidney failure though.
Mm-hmm. So it's wild. So I mean, if you were to pick a meat, because like I said, I don't really know. I'm giving him his props, man. I'm not trying to take away from how great he is. I'm just saying I was never attracted to what he was doing, so I didn't pay attention to it. I barely even remember that song "Paradise" by the Dashboard Lights. I think the Tubes did a song called "Don't Touch Me." There was supposed to be sort of like something similar to that, but a little bit more X-rated. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I was into the Tubes only because I saw them so many times because I was doing shows, working with them, So, I mean, some of their stuff grew on me, but I was really never into this, like, theatrical, presentation, no matter who it was. Even Alice Cooper, I wasn't into that shit, personally.
I mean, that was kind of like Meatloaf's thing because, he did the Broadway and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So that whole... I wouldn't say operatic, but that big sound and that was kind of where he fit in, and the record he made was kind of that same genre. It was a big sound of like a show sound more than a rock and roll thing. I mean, it was rock, but it was
and one thing I remember too is that when that was popular. Because I was visiting back on the East Coast for some family and a period of time, and it was sort of at that same time when Meatloaf was big on the East Coast, For some reason, he seemed to be bigger in certain areas than others, but there was a point where he just where that Bat Out of Hell album is sort of like it's sort of like a movie, you know what I mean? You got to listen to the whole thing, from the beginning to end type of thing. You know what I mean? It's a
yeah. There was definitely a concept to that album.
It's a landscape, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the thing. He created a landscape. I was into something different at that time in my life, and I just never went back to revisit. So maybe you're gonna tell me a song right now, a Meatloaf song, that you would say would be your pick for Meatloaf, and maybe when I hear this song, maybe you'll change your brother's mind about Meatloaf, and maybe I'll go start listening, because that's usually what happens when people exit stage left is their music kind of rises back up to the surface. So what song, and I'll search it out here right now, what song would you recommend for a Meatloaf song?
Well, I mean, I guess Bad Out of Hell would be the classic, or Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Paradise is kind of a long song now. I think it's like 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah, I ain't going to. I'll go to the Tubes. Don't touch me there before I go Paradise Lights. But here, let's try. Here, I'll just type this in. Bad Out of
Hell.
Hell. All right.
He did do a good cover of the Mercury Blues. I'll see if I can dig that up for you.
Here, I'll just type that in right now. It's Aftermath FM. I'm multitasking. Meatloaf, Mercury Blues.
Yeah, here we go. I got it.
All right, well, hold on. I'm going to get it, too. Hang on. Because it'll make a noise. Don't bleep it. Okay, so, let me see here. I got this one that says Meatloaf couldn't have said it better. Album version, Meatloaf, Mercury Blues. Is that it?
Yeah, and
All right.
Started at 46 seconds.
It's 3 minutes and 45 seconds long?
Yes, started at 46.
All right, hang on a second. Getting all technical. Aftermath FM, Slide Radio, ladies and gentlemen. It's not so scripted playlists. 46 seconds?
46.
All right, here we go.
If I had money, tell you what I do. I go down by Mercury too. I'm crazy that I'm Mercury. Oh, crazy that I'm Mercury. I'm going Landy and Mercury and cruising up and down the road. Ooh, I had me a girl stole up from a friend.
I just remember why I don't like Meatloaf. Because he hits me right in the center of my nose bridge with his tone. It's that sort of, it's the pitch that he sings in that I think made me go the other direction.
Prison got luck to start her back again. 'Cause she thought he had a Mercury. Oh, she thought he had a Mercury. I'm gonna ride in Mercury, cruising up and down the road. Come on. Hey, now, mama, looking so fine. Cruising round in your Mercury 69. I'm crazy about a Mercury. I'm crazy about a Mercury. I'm gonna
He's crazy about a Mercury. Now listen, this is the one I remember the most, I think. This is the one that got the airplay, Mo, I think. Hang on a second. This got some airplay.
On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Will he offer me his mouth?
Yes,
Will he offer me his teeth?
yes,
Will he offer me his jaws?
yes,
Will he offer me his hunger?
Yes.
Again. Will he offer me his hunger?
yes,
And will he starve without me?
yes!
Then, does he love me?
Yes.
Yes.
On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Yes.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
It was a hot summer night and the beach was burning. There was fog crawling over the sand. When I listen to your heart, I hear the whole world turning. I see the shooting stars falling through your trembling hands. While you were licking your lips and your lipstick shining, I was dying just to ask for a taste. Oh, we were lying together.
Man, the juxtaposition of that bubblegum pop sound with against that, will you offer your throat to the wolf or whatever? That's pretty intense, man. You know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very artistic album. It had it definitely had its merits.
Wow, man. I completely forgot about him. Because right here I was watching this. I was watching the video from his live performance, and he reminds me of that. Did you remember that band? You Might Like Me Better If We Slept Together. Remember that song?
I do remember the song. I don't remember the band now.
Yeah, I can't think of their name now, but he reminds me of that vocalist singer that they. See, here's the Tubes, and I think when the Beatles did Back in the USSR, that was kind of a snide thing against the Beach Boys kind of thing, So they were just doing like a sarcastic Beach Boys song with Back in the USSR, and so I think this here was the Tubes' sarcastic version of Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. Mom's Jimmy, it's Aftermath FM. That's Rockin' Rio.
Move closer to me. I've had all that I can stand. Take hold of me with your hands.
Oh, baby, you give me the chills. Whisper low in my ear. Let me know how it feels just to know you are near.
Your body gives me a thrill as it leans against.
See, man, I would never listen to something like that personally, but I mean, there's people that dig it though. They get all dressed up, they put lipstick on or whatever.
Well, it's there again. It's a Broadway musical sound, and it's also it's that big '70s rock sound with like '50s rock undertones and chord progressions in it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got this little bit of like nostalgic classic sound to it, but it's got this big production sound and fat guitars and that kind of stuff that goes over top of it. So it is kind of a weird mix.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. So were you into this kind of stuff?
I wasn't really. I heard it a lot because it was popular and it got played on the radio a lot, but
yeah,
I wasn't specifically into that kind of sound. I was always more into like the blues rock, guitar rock kind of stuff.
Yeah, me too. All right, so we're gonna move on from meatloaf. We've had a nice healthy helping of meatloaf there, some mashed potatoes. You guys get some gravy on it. We played the "Show Your Neck to the Wolf" part of it. It's terrifying. Didn't mean to get you scared all here in the morning trying to wake you up. I know you're out there doing stuff, working on your car. I saw one of the I can't remember who it was. I think it was I don't know who it was, but someone's putting a timing belt in their ride and they're listening.
Oh yeah, I saw that last night. That was great.
Yeah, man. So here we go. What we're gonna do is we were gonna talk a little bit about Phil Lynott and Thin Lizzy, and we also want to talk a little bit about Gary Moore. And so a lot of people don't know Gary Moore was actually in Thin Lizzy for a period of time. So they had a series of guitar players, and one of them was Gary Moore. And so before we do that, Rio, there's a great Thin Lizzy album, one of the best, live and dangerous. The engineering is superb. Highly recommend it. If you're not into it, never heard of it, you're young and you never really got into Thin Lizzy, just let me if you like to rock, all right, Thin Lizzy's, they're the band you want to go see. And we're gonna take a stroll with Phil Lynott here right now. But how about this, man? Still in Love with You live.
There you go.
With Gary Moore. Both the late Gary Moore, he's late here, but he's on time wherever he is, and the late Phil Lynott, ladies and gentlemen. It's Aftermath FM. Sunday morning wake and bake.
pieces if I don't find something else to do. This sadness, it never ceases. Oh, I'm still in love with you. And my head, it keeps on reeling. It's got me in a crazy spin. Oh, darling, 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 darling. Is this the end? I'm still in love with you. You know, some people out there are saying time has its way of healing. It can dry all the tears from your eyes. Oh, but darling, they don't tell you about this empty feeling. You know I can't disguise it. After all that we've been through, I try my best, but it's no use. Ooh, I'm gonna keep on loving you. Is this the end? Still in love with you.
he goes, man. Phil Lynott, Gary Moore, still in love with you. So, Rock and Rio, man, what a great piece, eh?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, man. So
Gary Moore is in my top 5 guitar players of all time. So
for
you can
sure,
never go wrong with him, man.
For sure, man. So another person, I think that because we don't have, what do we got, about 30 minutes left? I guess we got enough time to visit some more Thin Lizzy. What I mean, were you really into the Thin Lizzy when they were around, man?
Well, they were a little. I was young when Thin Lizzy was a big thing in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
But they were the ones who did Whiskey in a Jar, that Metallica copied. So
And well,
that was actually their first big hit, was Whiskey in a Jar.
I think that's an Irish folk song too.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an old Irish folk song. I mean, he was from Dublin, I think. Right?
Mhm.
He was Irish.
Yeah, he was. He definitely was, and he had a natural, giant. His hair was giant, and stuck up straight. And I think people weren't used to the fact that he was sort of color in a way, wasn't he? And he was a rocker, and he was from Ireland.
So he was a dark-skinned Irish rocker with a big
afro.
hairdo.
Yeah, he had a natural, man. So one of the records, man, they did was called Johnny the Fox, and I thought it was a really creative, excellent album, man. Here's a piece from it.
Johnny the Fox. He called to Jimmy the Weed. He said, "Hey man, I know your name. I seen you cruising with the lowriders, hanging out down on First Street in Maine, shooting and listening to the hoodoo rhythm devils. Around the bay, they got some crazy DJ. Send you right out to heaven." Jimmy the Weed for greed, he was taken back. Johnny the Fox, you old sly cat. Cleverly the fox conceals his stash. Crisp dollar bills can leave no tracks in the back of a black Cadillac.
See, that's probably one of the ones people don't really get to. That album.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Boys Are Back in Town.
Yeah, that's.
That gets a lot of radio. It still gets a lot of radio airplay.
Yeah, that was probably their biggest album, Jailbreak. I mean, because it had, Emerald is a really good song off there. Down from the Glen came the marching men with their shields and their swords.
Bad Reputation was a good record too.
Yeah, the list goes on, and we just don't have time to get even further into Thin Lizzy, because one of the other people we're going to talk about today is Shannon Hoon. He's another guy that left exit stage left before it was too soon or whatever. You know what I mean? So what did you think of Shannon? I mean, were you hip to the fact that he was he did that Guns N' Roses video that when they did Don't Cry, that video. I think it was Don't Cry, where on the top of the building, I'm pretty sure it was Don't Cry he was on.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he was on that. I mean, obviously everybody knows him from Blind Melon. That was.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I didn't know that he was, going on stage with Guns N' Roses, like Axl. Apparently, here I got some tape of the story about it. But let's check it out. Here's what everybody knows him for, probably.
I just want someone to set me. I'll always be there when you wait. You know I like to keep my cheeks dry today. So stay with me and I'll be made. And I don't understand why I sleep all day. And I start to complain that there's no rain. And all I can do is read a book to stay awake. And it rips my life away, but it's a great escape.
I'm in a band on records. Stand up, turn around, let's see that. This is the attire, folks, right here. Got it on this shitty ass tape from someone who knew someone who knew someone.
It's been bootlegged. I mean, those bootlegs I've heard like 12 generations, you know?
I used to play in a cover tune band in Indiana, and we used to cover the song "Don't Cry" because it was a song that no one back there knew. Everybody was into GNR, but these were songs that weren't on the Appetite album.
And it has Don't Cry in there, it has Heartbreak Hotel on there.
We didn't play it for 4 years. We just started playing it again, so it's real fresh to us again.
It's cool. I mean, anytime anyone, because Shannon's a great guy, you know, he's a friend of mine.
I'm a redneck from Lafayette, Indiana. There's a few other rednecks around here from Indiana, I think, also. There went one.
Anytime that you get an opportunity to play with someone that is a friend.
It was kind of a accident. It was kind of just a open mic night at the record plant in Hollywood.
We've added a lot of new life to it, and especially with Matt playing drums.
I was singing along with it, and I'm not sure how it came about, but Axel came in and Izzy said something, I think, to Axel that I was singing along with it. And Axel asked me if I knew the song. I said yeah. So he had a couple background parts he thought to do it, and went in. I sang a couple background parts, and it sounded cool. And then he was like, "Well, fuck it, let's sing the whole song together."
It's great. It's great. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I played on it.
I do a lot of ooh-oohs. I do a lot of ooh-oohs not in the studio, as a matter of fact. No, that's Izzy.
The first big Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Forum. Yeah.
All right, here's "Don't Cry," Guns N' Roses.
Talk to me softly, there's something in your eyes. Don't hang your head in sorrow, and please don't cry. I know how you feel inside, I've been there before. Something's changing inside you, and don't you know? Don't you cry.
Rock and Rio, you can hear him in there, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I never really noticed that before, but now that you're listening for it, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I know. It was really. I thought it was a good song too when it happened. I mean, I didn't really until I started really looking at Shannon Hoon. I didn't even realize that was him on there.
I didn't know that for a long time either. I did know that after you know, because I was kind of into Guns N' Roses for a while. So
yeah,
I mean, I like Slash.
Yeah,
Slash is bad, man. He's another one, man. He's great. And if, even with Slash, he's getting better and better and better. He's better now than he ever was with Guns N' Roses back in the day. So I mean, it's just my opinion, but
yeah. Well, hey, somebody else we wanted to talk about was Tommy Bolin. So yeah, and you know he was you know he died in like 1976. So he was a singer-songwriter. He played with a band called Zephyr. He was with the James Gang also. And but he played with Deep Purple from 1975 to 1976. So lots of people, some people, you know, really dig Tommy Bolin, you know, obviously, because he's got some great music out there. Were you a big Tommy Bolin fan?
Not so much. It's just more because I didn't really know who he was at the time. You know?
Well, you liked the music, but you didn't know that it was him when you were hearing it.
Right.
Like, for example, we'll play a few of these cuts. There's one called "Shake the Devil." "Post Toasties" is another one. And this one's always a good one. I love playing this song on the show, and I love hearing this song every time I play it. So let's take a listen to People, Tommy Bolin.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man. It's Aftermath FM.
Brother, help me please. I'm as lonely as I can be. All my friends are scaring me. But if you forget me, then I will leave. Yeah. Sister, what can I do? I'm in love with Tootsie too. Please excuse me if I am low, but my feelings have to show. People. Hold my hand. born with a bad disposition, in a heart as cold as ice. Your tongue's as sharp as a razor. It's cut me more than twice. Shake up down, whoa. Shake up down, whoa. I believe you could shake the devil. You could shake him alright.
Well, there he goes. Tommy Bolin. Into the mist.
I didn't realize he was so young when he died. He was another one who was only 25.
I know.
I'm just looking that up now. And Shannon Hoon was what, like 27 or 28, right?
Yeah. They're young, man. They barely even got started.
That's why you don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So let's see. We talked about Phil. We talked about Shannon. We talked about Tommy. We talked about Gary. We haven't talked about Roy. Roy Buchanan, the world's greatest unknown guitarist, is what they say. What'd you think about Roy?
Oh, I loved Roy, man. I thought he was great.
I know. I'd have to say Roy would probably be in my top 3 guitar players of all time. Roy had a certain, I don't know. He had a certain something. You know what I mean? What can you say about it? I mean, he made it sing, man.
Yeah, he was one of those guys. You know, he could speak through his fingers. You know.
Mm-hmm. He had a live album that came out. I forget what it was called. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull up some Roy Buchanan. One of the I mean, you'll see guitar players from across the spectrum will play this particular song he wrote called "The Messiah Will Come Again."
Oh yeah, that's a pretty popular cover.
Yeah. So he, you know, there's if you can go see, there was a there's a whole show that's up there. I'm trying to remember the name of the TV show that it was over. I think it was in I forget where it came out. I think it was out of the UK. There was a TV show where they would have all these really great bands would play there for the shows. Can't think of it now, and I'll think of it while I play. I can only play so much of this right now. All right, because this
you could play Mule Train Stomp, man. That was that was like one of his early recordings, but that was a killer tune.
Okay, let's check him out here on "The Messiah Will Come Again." Mom's Jimmy, it's Aftermath FM. We're talking about some of the greats. It's Roy Buchanan. The Messiah Will Come Again. Yeah, I think it was the Old Gray Whistle Test.
Just a smile. Just a glance. The Prince of Darkness. He just walked past. There's been a lot of people. And they've had a lot to say. But this time, I'm going to tell it my way. walked in a lot of places I never should have been. But I know that the Messiah, he will come again.
My side, I'll be on your side, babe. There is no reason for you to hide. You know it's so hard for me being here all alone when you could be taking me for a ride.
Roy Buchanan. That's the Roy Buchanan live cut down by the river. There he goes. The greatest unknown guitar player who ever lived, Rio, that's what they say.
It might be the truth.
It could be. It could be, just because, I mean, he never really got any kind of real fame or fortune. You know, he's kind of low key.
Yeah, he was always in the shadows. You know, I mean, he worked with a lot of great people.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just, you know, he never broke through on his own until, actually, I guess until after he died, and people, you know, realized who he was. Because you know, he was an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you know, before the social media days when influencer meant something.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's like one of these guys, like it's Roy Buchanan and J.J. Cale. These are guys that the greatest guitar players who ever lived, you know, venerate.
Well, yeah, I mean, Gary Moore learned from him. Robbie Robertson from the band.
Mm-hmm.
You know, David Gilmour gives him credit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, those are the guys who are influenced by him. You know, that's where they get their sweet tone from.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was Roy's style.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Into the Microcosm, in a way.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Pacific now, immediately following Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero. You'll find us here. Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Pacific, immediately following Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero. Now, on our way out, okay, we're going to have to do this now, because, you know, I have a personal love for the Bay Area, because this is where I live. You know, and there's a lot of great musicians here. And a lot of great performances have happened here. A lot of even styles of music have originated here. We've talked about the social engineering of the Grateful Dead. They were, down the street playing at a place for $2.25, when they were the Warlocks or whatever, down at the end of Channing Street in Palo Alto, just on the other side of the tracks. So here is Grace Potter, Steve Kimmick, Joe Satriani, Reed Mathis, Willie Waldman, and Stephen Perkins covering Cortez the Killer. Mime's Jimmy. That's Rockin' Rio. He's back. Jack. He sounds better for. You sound better, man. I'm happy. So stay tuned for Steve Poikinen and his crew. Slow News Day coming up next. And in the meantime, here comes literally Satriani. The look on his face, if you go search this, Grace Potter and Joe Satriani cover Cortez the Killer. You look at the look on Joe Satriani's face when he's playing that lead in this song.
Yeah, I think he got possessed at that point, man.
He totally did, man. And Grace Potter, there's a point where she just is like, she's playing her keyboard, she's up there higher, than everybody else. She's looking down, and there's this look on her face, man. She gets this look on her face, like she just cannot believe what she's hearing right now. This fucking just the shit that's going on in this performance is just incredible, man. Everybody on this recording here this was a moment caught on tape. All right, and you get to hear it right here, Aftermath FM on Sunday. Wake and Bake, Rockin' Rio. Mine's Jimmy, and we also see you Monday, 10 p.m. Pacific. Immediately following Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero. Here we go.
Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Hey, what's happening? That was perfect, man. It ended right exactly at 10 o'clock. So, you still there?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
My mute button was stuck.
Coolio. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us, eh? Hope it was a good one. Seemed like it was. No?
Yeah, I think it was a good one.
I had fun.
Think we had some good tunes in there.
Yeah, man. All right, everybody. So we'll see you soon. Yeah, Neil Schoen, really, Carrie. Good one. Yeah, Neil's one of the best. We could do a whole
Yeah.
show just on Journey by itself before that singer, dude.
Yeah, we did do a show on Journey, didn't
Kinda. I mean, we played some jams that no one ever heard before.
we? Yeah, some of the early stuff with Greg Rowley singing.
Mm-hmm. All right, listen. Time for you to go to lunch with your aunt.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks, Wanda. Let me see. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks, Elevate 64. Hey, what's up? Billy Ray Valentine was here a moment ago. Let me see here. Somebody let these guys post this shit in here. You guys were getting high. Let me get rid of that shit. Some spammers. Hey, Bernays, Phil, Rusty, Shackelford was here. Greg. Let me see. Mike, Phil, Solos. Everybody's been here. Mountain Devil. I'm rolling back. I'm scrolling. So there it is. So hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Yeah? Sound good? Okay, cool. All right. We'll see you guys later.
All right, get y'all later. Have a great day, everybody.
Yep. See ya.